I finally found it after years of looking slash seconds of looking. Jurgen Klopp reportedly in advance talks to succeed Diego Simeone at Atletico Madrid. Despite his current role with Red Bull, Spanish reports suggest Klopp is negotiating with Atletico's majority owners to take over this summer via El Chiringuito TV. Which, if you ever have the pleasure of, I mean, you kind of do have to understand it, but it's a fantastic program in the sense that it's like Arsenal TV. You know, it's just you're just kind of watching the train wreck. But anyway, I think they do have journalists on there and stuff like that. Anyway, this is insane. This would absolutely, because if he were to go to Real Madrid, Jurgen Klopp, obviously, I'd have to live with it and I'd have to understand it. I would be so bitterly disappointed in who I thought Jurgen Klopp was, you know? Because I think he doesn't just go for the flash. I think Real Madrid is just to manage egos, as Bale himself has said, you know, in that recent interview. Real Madrid isn't about tactics. It isn't about, you know, this, that, and the third. You're going to have all these superstars. They're going to be jammed in there, and you just have to manage the egos and manage the press and manage the this and the that. And that's why I think that Xavi Alonso didn't succeed there, because he was there to like, oh, okay, I'm here. You know, I got all these things. I'm going to implement these tactics. And they're like, we don't do that here, bro. We go out there and we ball, you know? Oopsie. Wrong club. So if Jurgen Klopp would have gone to Real Madrid, I would have been very bitterly disappointed. Again, it would take way too much for Jurgen Klopp to, like, you know, get me upset. I didn't think that Jurgen Klopp would stay out of football forever, so it was inevitable that he comes back in some sort of way to coach a team. It was always going to hurt to some degree, seeing that it's going to be Atletico Madrid, who is the underdog of, obviously, Real Madrid, and, you know, but does still have that history, does still have that fan base, does still have that passion. They kind of have shown that they do have some sort of transfer budget as well, so he'll have at least some room to play with. I mean, that kind of sounds exactly like when he took over for Liverpool, and then I think even Dortmund to a degree, you know. But Dortmund, he really just rocket shipped them to the top in ways that we've never seen before. And then at Liverpool, he just brought them up into a consistency that, you know, we were basking. We were loving life, you know, and those battles with Pep Guardiola were everything. So I think that seeing him go to Atletico Madrid just makes too much sense, and it would be brilliant to watch. It would be absolute fireworks, box office to watch. Again, obviously he doesn't need anybody's approval. You know, he did his part, you know, for us, and we will be forever grateful in Liverpool, at, you know, the Liverpool fans and everything. But, you know, he was going to work somewhere else. He was always going to. He's too young. He's too good. You know, he just needed a break. And to see him come back to this Atletico Madrid side, again, that makes it a real competition there with Barcelona, Real Madrid, and Atletico Madrid. That's La Liga's fucking heyday. I think everybody in La Liga would want to fucking pitch in to bring him on, because it just makes it box office. La Liga had been falling behind pretty significantly as well to the Premier League. Yeah, they have all the superstars, but they haven't really had like a good league in a bit, you know? And so this would absolutely rocket ship them as well to the top. The league in general, Atletico Madrid brings competition. You know, Real Madrid is going to be Real Madrid. Barcelona will be Barcelona. And I think Hansi Flick's he's a good coach. But Jurgen Klopp, man, I mean, that's a fantastic team. That's a great story. And I think that that's one that will probably hurt the least and will be exciting. Will be absolutely exciting. I like to keep an eye on other leagues as well. I've not kept an eye on La Liga in a bit. This would absolutely have me tuned in. Again, Liverpool obviously being my team, but I would be tuning into some of those games. I mean, Atletico versus Real, that's gonna be fucking box office, like through the roof box office. And then obviously when they play Barcelona, that's gonna be a fantastic game. It's just gonna be fantastic. I think everybody should chip in and try to get them Jurgen Klopp. That would be insane. It would be absolutely insane. Jurgen Klopp favors Atletico Madrid's underdog reputation against Real Madrid and Barcelona, and his move to the Spanish capital now appears to be close. So, again, that would be just a great, great story. And we would love to see it. We would love to see it. But you let me know what you think. If you would watch it, if you would, what you think of the move, basically. What you think.